Have you ever seen those individuals throughout your life or salespeople that just seem to get lucky all the time? No matter what they do, they always just end up making something happen. Well, I don't necessarily think about it that it's luck in the traditional way that we would envision luck, just purely by chance. Well, I think there is an opportunity that meets hard work, and that defines luck. Now, I'm going to tell you the story today, and you're going to hear from one of my friends named Jonathan Diaz. This is not necessarily a sales story. He did get an opportunity, which came from his hard work. And yes, maybe there's some elements of chance in there, but it's the simple fact, the principle, that he took action, and something amazing happened from that. Hey, everyone. Welcome to another great episode of the Sales Evangelist Podcast. I'm your host, Donald Kelly, the Sales Evangelist, and I'm so excited for another great episode. I'm so excited to be here with you today. And on this episode, as I mentioned in the teaser, we're going to talk a little bit more about an opportunity, how we define luck, where opportunity meets hard work. And you're going to hear a story of my friend Jonathan Diaz. And to frame this for you, this is, I tell you from the very beginning, this is not a sales story. But the principle, it ties back to our motivational idea and the series that we've been going on with. And the concept here is that we can get inspired and get motivated from the simple action that John took and his tenacious drive to always just accomplish these big, audacious things, and how he always seemed to find a way to make them happen. Now, does he miss at times? Of course. I mean, we all do. But in the long run, he takes action, and many of us who look at him on the outside, we think that he gets lucky. Now, let me give you some background on my good friend John. He is a high school teacher right now. He loves education, loves the idea of teaching. He's enamored by the concept of helping the underdog, those who have been cast out by society or those who have a few cards stacked against them, to be able to perform well. He wants to be able to help those individuals to maximize their efforts. And this comes back to just who he is overall as a very nice individual, but also someone who believes in and has faith in individuals and believe that people can accomplish great things. John has worked with organizations where he's helped underprivileged kids or first-generation college students to thrive and succeed in the challenges and difficulties they face while entering into a four-year university. But today, in general, we're going to talk about just the concept of his motivation and his passion that encouraged him to take action. So he's going to tell you the story, but a couple weeks ago, John messaged all of us. We have some friends from college, and we have a chat that we continue. We talk and we share what's going on in life and connect. John sent us all a message to download an application, a Nike app, because he was trying to win a pair of shoes. But these are not just any shoes. These are shoes that Kobe wore back in the days. This is called the Nike pair of the Grinches, basically. And they're lime green, and they're very rare. So there's this application that Nike has, and they put out these shoes every so often, different rare shoes, and it's not easy to win them, but it's just like John to be able to go find something that's impossible and to actually work at it. Now, this story, if this was only one unique story, it would have been, yeah, John got lucky. But the chances of this happening over and over again comes back to the idea that he takes action. Listen to his experience about this story and how it all ties together. Oh, by the way, so you're going to hear the audio on this interview. It's not me in the studio. I was literally in the car on Bluetooth, and I'd gotten to the mall because I had to get a last-minute gift that, yeah, long story short, this was Christmas Eve. John had just had this experience, and I asked him if he could jump on a call with me, and we recorded via Zoom. So there's no video. This is just two homies just chatting and having a discussion and trying to help you to get inspired and get motivated to take action.
A little bit and told them about all the good stuff that we did, crazy things we did in college, and they remember you from one of our past episodes. But we're talking about this earlier today, and I thought it would make so much sense to bring you on the show to frame it up for us even more so, and tell us how this can inspire others, even though it's not a sales situation, but how the inspirational effort that you put behind it can motivate people. So give us the framework about why this meant so much.
Listen, Folgers, first of all, foremost, can I call you Folgers on here?
You could call me Folgers on here.
All right, sounds good. That's the nickname we had for Donald back in college.
So let me explain that. If you listen to some of my past episodes, you may have heard it, but there is a song by Nelly where he says, I'm like Folgers, I'm young, black, and rich. And there was a time in college, because obviously, salespeople, I did really well and made a lot of money one summer, and I bought a car, I had bought a new computer, and I came back to school with all the stuff, and my friends were like, man, you rich. And John was listening to the song, and then the nickname was coined from there. Man, we're going to call you Folgers, young, black, and rich.
Back in college. Let me give some context right now, okay? So Nike has this app called the Sneakers app, and they post their most rare shoes on there. I don't know if anybody has ever heard the term sneakerhead. I wouldn't necessarily call myself a sneakerhead. I do like shoes, and my siblings are big sneakerheads. But we just love Kobe shoes. Kobe's our guy. I've been a big Lakers fan for forever. And back in 2010, he wore these shoes that were like bright lime green shoes called the Grinches. And he wore them for the big Christmas game that they played in. And ever since then, I was like, I got to get me one of those pairs. I got to get me that specific pair. And so the sneaker app dropped those shoes. And the way it works is that you essentially log in right at the time that they drop, and you enter kind of like a raffle or a line to have the right to buy these shoes at their regular cost value, which is about $180. Which is funny because I remember like back in the day, you buy shoes for $60 and it was a lot. Right now it's 180, right? So you have the chance to buy them. Now, if you look at like there's third-party websites for these particular shoes, they were selling for about $1,000.
No way.
So if you wanted these shoes, yeah, it's crazy. $1,000 from a third-party website, right? And usually the joke is with this website is you ever want the shoes, it's just not going to happen. They asked they're on Twitter. I saw that they had this thing posted on write down that you're a sneakerhead without saying that you're a sneakerhead. And the biggest response was, we're sorry to inform you, you did not get selected to win the shoes. And so it's just really unlikely to win shoes. I'd read a lot of blogs on how to be successful in this. And, one of them, one person was saying, in a given year, they tried 37 different times to try to win them. Not once did they win them until the end, and so it's really rare for you to be able to win them. So anyway, sorry, I'm all talking about shoes right here. But the point of this was, earlier, when I saw these drop, I thought there's got to be a way for me to be able to win these, right? And so I thought, I could enter myself, right? But that's only one entry out of, millions, maybe thousands, but, hundreds of thousands that they're getting, right? And I reached out to all the friends that I have, all the family that I have. And after reaching out to about 7 people, because I don't have that many friends and family, not just kidding. I asked them to try to enter for me. I told them, put my address down. If you win, I'll pay you back. And I need these shoes. I got to have them, right?
Now, after hearing all of this, would you continue to go down this path? What's your chances of winning this? Like in sales, most people give up before they even get started. They say, well, I can't land that client, so I'm not even going to try. I can't get an opportunity to build relationship with them. I'm not going to be able to go to that networking event, so I'm not even going to try. We are too close to the end of the year. They're not going to buy from us, so I'm not even going to try. Why do we do that? Most of us talk ourselves out of great opportunities before we even have the opportunity to try. And even if we did try and fail, who cares? At least you did something. This is what I like about John. No matter what the odds, no matter what the challenges, he decided he was going to make a plan. He was going to push for it because this is something that he wanted. I mean, he went very detailed in his plan.
So I texted them on Monday. I sent a reminder text, and then I sent I told myself, send them a reminder text on the morning of to make sure that everyone goes in and logs in and tries to enter for me. And so this morning, I wake up, I'm all excited. I set my alarm. Obviously, I wake up right before my alarm goes off. And I text everyone again, please come out, try to enter for me. And then
And
I go on.
Context, this is Christmas Eve. So when you're hearing this episode, today is December 24th, 2020. So
Correct.
keep going.
Correct. Yes. So, I mean, I don't even care that people are with their families today. I'm like, I got to get these shoes right here. Y'all got to go in there and enter for me today. So, in fact, the only person that ironically didn't enter was my good old friend Folgers. He said he was recording the TSE here. But that's okay,
Yes, he's right. I did have a plan to go in and to do it because I wanted to help John. But as you know, when podcasts call, and I was in the studio recording, and next thing you know, it was already 10:30 when this went in place. And I was like, oh my goodness, dang it. I missed the opportunity to help John out.
So I have my wife's phone. I got my own phone. There's an app, and you got to prepay and have it all set up. As soon as 8 hits, I'm just going as fast as I can on my phone, submit my entry, and then you're just waiting. And you're waiting. And then finally, my wife's text gets back. Sorry, your entry did not get selected. And I get a few folks getting back to me. They're like, oh, we didn't get selected. And I'm looking at my own phone, right? I'm like, it's got to happen, pending. And finally it drops.
What exactly did drop? Did it drop that you didn't get it, or did it drop that you did get it? The fact that he tried is the most important thing. When we get back, we're going to go a little more in detail about what exactly did happen on John's phone and how did he make out of this event. You're listening to the Sales Evangelist podcast, and I'm your host, Donald Kelly, the Sales Evangelist. Hey, we're back. Now, before the break, John was queuing us up on his process, how he was using his wife phone and logging in and all of the different devices. And then finally, he got the message back from his wife phone that it didn't go through. Some of the people that he commissioned to go out and to do this job for him, to try to buy the shoes, to try to win, they were reporting back saying that they didn't get it. But then all of a sudden, John got a message on his phone.
And I'm looking at my own phone, right? I'm like, it's got to happen, pending. And finally it drops. Got him is the image you get. And so I could not feel any better, right, than finally getting these shoes that I've ever wanted. And really, it's just exciting, man. Just exciting. Got my shoes. Look at me. I'm like a little kid on Christmas, but I got it on Christmas Eve.
There you go. You heard it. Got him. John got it. Now, again, from what I said at the beginning of the episode, look past the fact that this is something about sneakers and about John winning and about taking chance at this stuff. It's the idea, it's the principle of him taking action in what seemed to be an impossible task, an impossible opportunity. But he did it. And as a result, something amazing happened from it. He had a vision. He had a purpose or a why. He made plans. He then got others to help him, and then he took action and implemented that plan. As a result of it, he got him. Now, I want you to think about this from your side. What is something that's impossible in your mind that if you put your mind to it and did the work, could potentially achieve it? Is that making President's Club this year? Is that being the number one seller in your industry? Is that earning 6 figures? Hey, it's all possible, right? Now, as I mentioned at the top of this episode, this is not, if it was a one-off situation with John, then I would say, it's just pure luck. But there's something to it when an individual finds success over and over at different tasks. Here's something else that he did in college.
This is not the first time you've done something like this, John. We can go on and do stories from on and on, but I remember even in college, none of us are musically inclined, but there's this performance call, was it Guitars Unplugged? And I remember the day you came back with a determination. You're like, we're going to perform. And I'm like, man, I don't know what John's smoking. He shouldn't be smoking here at school. The good LDS Latter-day Saint school. So I don't know what's wrong with John. And then you got the crew together. You told us you got a drummer, and the drummer was blind. I'm like, man, this man definitely smoking something. But we got a drummer. We got somebody playing different instruments, guitars, and you put the music together, and lo and behold, we were selected and we performed the Guitars Unplugged. you wanted to be in the student body presidency and you did that. I mean, all those things, it's like, this is a typical John scenario where the odds are stacked against you. It's an impossible thing. And I think that's why you like Kobe so much. It's kind of like that Kobe mentality. Like, when the odds are stacked, when things are crazy, you find a way and you make it happen. And in this example, I just thought it was perfect that we're kicking off the year 2021. We're going into this whole new year, and so many people are under the dark shadow of 2020. We could accomplish great things if you put your mind to it, and if you put the work in, and if you just make it happen. I mean, that's the point that I got from this here.
Yeah.
It inspired me. But I wanted to get your feelings and your thoughts on that. If you were to put this into a succinct message for a salesperson now who's sitting there listening to this episode, what would you say to help them or frame them with the context of this story?
Yeah, first of all, I appreciate it. And one thing I was thinking is, like, getting these shoes right here in the grand scheme of things is very trivial, and we've all had it really hard this year, and it's been really challenging for honestly, everyone, right? And so this is a very trivial thing, right? But I honestly believe, a good friend of mine, always said, you want something, go get it, right? You want something, go get it. And I think when it comes down to it, like, honestly, looking at these shoes right here, it's a very trivial thing, right? Like I mentioned, but trying to get them is a combination of, someone once said, success is a combination of hard work and luck. And so, but you got to make something happen, right?
Yeah.
And so, as lucky as I was, you got to put in the effort, and I think sometimes you're rewarded with that, right? You might get 100 or 1,000 no's, but all you need is that one yes. And once you get that, that's you get this feeling where you can do anything. And so with all of this, you talk about Guitars Unplugged, us making it, right? And running for student body office in college, and all these things just seem like so small, right? But in the grand, the biggest takeaway is you just got to try, and you got to work for what you want. And yeah, sometimes you might get unlucky, but there's that one time when you get lucky, and it's just this amazing feeling that you get. And I know for all you, all the folks listening, that feeling when you get that sale, right? You've been working so hard, and you put everything into it, and then finally, bam, it drops. And all that work that you put into it is all worth it, right? So yeah, I think that's the big thing.
I couldn't say it any better. I thought he wrapped it up perfectly. I just want you to be inspired. I want you to be motivated. I want you to be able to take action. If he can do it, why can't you? Why can't you go for that big opportunity? Why can't you work your tail off this month and hit your goals? Why can't you do what you did at the end of last year and make things happen at the beginning of 2021? Listen, somebody is going to make President's Club. Somebody's going to get the biggest bonus this year. Somebody's going to get the biggest commission. Why not you? But if you need more motivation, you need more inspiration, you need some other picker-upper, I want you to connect with John, and he's going to give you his information so you can reach out to him personally.
And they're like, man, I need to get a hold of this guy so I can learn about it, because I know we got some sneakerheads out there somewhere listening to this. And they probably want to connect with you. I know you're on Twitter, and you're also on the gram. Is there a particular place you'd like folks to go to connect with you?
Let's see. I mean, I post my picture on the gram right here, so you might as well go there, right, to see that Gotham picture there. John Diaz 25, JONDIAZ 25.
As always, I share stuff like this because I want you to succeed. I want you to find more of those ideal customers, especially as you start off this year. I want you to be able to really succeed. I want you to be able to know what to say when you're actually meeting with a prospect to build value. I want you to close more deals, but most importantly, I want to motivate you. I want you to be inspired to take action. I want you to go out each and every single day and believe and know and have that mindset that you too can do big things. Hey, thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video today. If you enjoyed the content, I ask you to go ahead and hit that like button, that thumbs up at the bottom right-hand corner. Also, to make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already. This way, we'll keep you up to date with all the latest sales strategies, latest tools, and things that are going to help you to not only find more prospects, but to close more deals. Thanks so much.